Welcome back to Pastry Maestra. I'm Teresa and today I'm making cream horns. Cream horn is a lovely combination of crispy buttery puff pastry and light cream. The first thing you need to check in order to make these elegant pastries is to make sure that you have cream horn molds, because the horn shape is made by winding overlapping pastry strips around it. I would urge you to buy a lot of these. I have about 30. Next thing is puff pastry. You can use store-bought puff if you're in a hurry. However, if you're a true pastry enthusiast, you should make your own. If you don't know how, check the post on my site. Link is in the description below. Regarding cream, there are many options. You can fill your cream horns with cream chantilly, which is just a fancy name for lightly sweetened whipped cream. Crème pâtissière is always a good option, but you can also use one of its variants. For example, crème diplomate or crème mousseline. To spice up the horns, you can also slip in a teaspoon of raspberry jam before you fill them with the cream of your choice. Again, all about making crème chantilly and crème pâtissière you can learn from the posts on my site. Links are, as usual, in the description below. Now, who invented cream horns? What do you think? Well, most of the sources say that cream horns originated in Vienna, Austria. The interesting thing is that there are two similar pastries with German names. Schaumrollen is named for straight tubes of puff pastry, open on both sides, and the mold used for making these is the same mold that is used to make Italian cannoli. Schaum in German literally means foam, but that is also their name for meringue, which suggests that these pastries were filled with it. Another pastry is Schillerlocken, and this is the German name for our cream horns. Why Schillerlocken? Well, if Wikipedia is to be trusted, this dessert was named after Johann Christoph Friedrich von Schiller, who was an 18th century German poet, philosopher, historian, and playwright. It isn't recorded whether Schiller liked cream horns or not, but there is a portrait of a good poet, painted by classicistic painter called Ludovike Simanowicz, where we see Schiller with a full head of beautiful blonde and neat curls. Allegedly, those locks were an inspiration for naming our luscious pastries Schillerlocken. Weird, right? Anyway, this is not a video for hairdressers, so we will get back to our job, and that is to make sweetness, this time in the form of a horn. Let's get busy. As usual, recipes on my site, the link is down below. To make cream horns, first thing I'm gonna do is roll out my puff pastry into a 30 by 45 centimeters, which is 12 by 18 inches rectangle. The thickness of the dough should be about 3 millimeters, which is 1/8 of an inch. I'm gonna check the size of my rectangle with a measuring tape. I'm gonna trim the sides of my puff pastry. To get a straight line, I'm gonna use my measuring tape and pizza wheel. Now I'm gonna cut the dough into 2 centimeters, which is 3/4 of an inch wide strips. I'm gonna wrap the strip of the dough around the mold, starting from the pointed end of the mold towards the wide part. I'm gonna overlap the dough as I roll it around. I'm gonna place the loose end side down onto a paper-lined baking tray. Next thing I'm gonna do is brush my horns with egg wash lightly so the egg doesn't drip onto the mold, because the horn could stick and break when I try to remove it from the mold. Finally, I'm gonna sprinkle some granulated sugar on top and put my horns in the fridge for 10 to 20 minutes to chill. I'm gonna bake them at 200 degrees centigrade, which is 400 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 15 minutes until golden brown and nicely puffed. Now I'm gonna make crème diplomate. To do that, first I'm gonna make crème pâtissière. To make crème pâtissière, I'm gonna put the milk, half of sugar and vanilla powder into a large saucepan and put on the stove. Now I'm gonna blanch the egg yolks with the rest of the sugar. I'm gonna add sifted flour and cornstarch and whisk to combine. My milk is hot and now I'm gonna temper the yolk mixture with approximately 1/2 of the heated milk. I'm gonna stir well and return the yolk mixture to the saucepan, put back on the stove and cook, stirring vigorously until the cream boils and thickens. I'm gonna let pastry cream to boil for another 2 minutes, stirring constantly so the starch cooks thoroughly. I'm gonna remove the cream from the stove and immediately pour the cream into a clean bowl. I'm gonna cover it by placing plastic wrap on the surface of the cream and chill. I have just made classic crème pâtissière. My horns are done and I'm gonna leave them for a couple of minutes to cool down a bit and then remove them from the molds gently while they're still warm. Now it is time to finish off my crème diplomate. I've placed cream into a bowl of a stand mixer fitted with whisk attachment and I'm gonna mix on medium speed until soft peaks form. I've placed cooled crème pâtissière into a bowl of a stand mixer fitted with whisk attachment and I'm gonna whisk on medium speed until softened. Now I'm gonna fold whipped cream into mixed crème pâtissière. First I'm gonna put approximately 1/3 of whipped cream into my crème pâtissière and stir the mixture with a whisk. Then I'm gonna fold in remaining cream with my silicone spatula and stir until my crème diplomate is silky and smooth. My diplomate cream is done and now I'm gonna fill my cream horns. I've put the filling into a piping bag fitted with a star-shaped tip and now I'm gonna insert the tip into the cone and fill it from the bottom to the top. And voila! My cream horns are done. I can't wait to sink my teeth into crispy, buttery puff pastry filled with silky crème diplomate. Join me!
Oh baby, you are so sweet, so delicious and yummy, so good to eat. I wanna lick you, feel your sweetness on my lips. Forever and ever, you'll stay on my hips.
I'm Teresa. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you liked it. If you want to stay in touch, follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and of course, visit my site, where you can find elaborate posts with lots of pictures, additional information and recipes that follow my every video. Also, on my site you can download my free 365 pages ebook The Pastry Chef and maybe buy me a macaron, if you think that I've earned it. Now, before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That really helps a lot. Finally, and this is the most important thing, don't forget to create sweetness every day, because sweetness is happiness. See you in my next video. Bye!